Hello, my name is Jessica Haney, and this is my final presentation for my internship. I will be talking about my internship site, my supervisor, activities, learning objectives, and the technology that I used during my internship. So, for my internship site, I was at the Human Services Department at Gordon State College, and Gordon State College's mission is to be a catalyst for exceptional and accessible education through innovative teaching, engaged learning, and transformative experiences for the benefit of our students, the communities we serve, and the world we live in. Now, currently, Gordon State College has more than 3,100 students enrolled, and for the Bachelor of Science in Human Services, which is the department I was working in, is to prepare professionals to work with individuals and communities to improve functioning and delivery of services at the local, state, and regional levels. This interdisciplinary program incorporates both an administrative and direct service approach that focuses across the disciplines of psychology, sociology, government, and public policy. Now, who was my supervisor? My supervisor was Professor Jane Marie McKinney, and she has 7 years of experience at Gordon State College as a professor. She has a PhD of psychology, which she got at Heriot-Watt University in Scotland. And we worked together to kind of find tasks and activities for me to work on and provide me a learning experience during my time in the internship. And she was such a great mentor to me because of her direction and giving me tasks and overall her knowledge and experience in this field. So, some of my activities included researching colleges that have human services accreditation. I also contacted recent alumni to gather information about their time with the Bachelor of Human Services program. I contacted internship sites to see if they would still be willing to have interns for future semesters. I researched and worked on training modules that are relevant to social work and psychology and overall human services that possibly future students could take to boost their resume. I also made online surveys for students on campus to take for our department to gather more information about the Human Services program, such as classes, class times, and other information that would be beneficial to the program. Okay, so for my learning objectives, we had 9 that we had to do. So for knowledge, I set 3 goals for myself. One, to understand the role of human services as a career. And 2, I wanted to know more about how the Human Service Department conducts research about its graduates. And 3, I wanted to understand how the graduates are using their education to further their careers. And for the skills, I wanted to really work on my critical thinking, my interviewing, and my reporting skills that's really important in the human services field, having all of those. And for personal development, I feel like it'd be really beneficial in my career goals because empathy and working on your communication and having a proactive mindset is very beneficial when working with people and working with those services that people need. So I think that's important to work on, and it helped me with this internship. So how did I achieve these goals? So I found that there are many careers in the human services field, such as social worker, therapists, caseworkers, and counselors, really anything that deals with helping people and their problems. So with the Human Services Department and then conducting research on graduates, I basically interviewed these graduates to gather information about the Human Services program and how they enjoyed or didn't enjoy their time with the Bachelor of Human Services program. And so I gathered this information by making a survey for students to take that lets the department know how people are using their education in their career, if there's anything they can change, add, whatever needs to be done. And for skills, I was able to complete my tasks with little interference from my supervisor because that's what I was working on with critical thinking, was having my supervisor there to assist me, but not really always relying on them, be able to do things for myself. But if I needed their input, I'd be susceptible to taking that input. And with my interviewing skills, I reached out to those graduates by email or phone to gather that information. And my reporting skills also goes into that by taking that data that I got from the graduates and putting them into a Word or Excel document to be able to organize that data and have it to where if I ever sent it out somewhere that it'd be legible to read and be organized and all of that. So for personal development, I wanted to work on my empathy, my communication, and my proactive mindset. I was able to work on my empathy by reaching out to these graduates and explaining to them, hey, I need you to take this survey. It's very important for the Human Services Department. It'd be very beneficial to know your opinion. And that also goes along with my communication skills because I was going out of my comfort zone and reaching out to graduates to gather that information to be able to then put it into that document and all that kind of stuff. And as far as a proactive mindset, I worked on this because I feel like it's better to have a proactive mindset more than a reactive. That way you can think ahead of the problem and then instead of reacting to the problem. So I did this by setting realistic goals that I know that I can accomplish and will be beneficial to everyone. So, internship technology that I used. I used a lot of technology throughout my internship. For example, like I used email to contact graduates as well as my supervisor or just any other person I need to get in contact with regarding the internship. I used Microsoft Word a lot to write up my reports and log data that I got from my different researches and my information that I gathered from graduates. And then I took that data and put it into an Excel form to help basically organize it so it's easier to read. And then obviously I use the internet to complete my online trainings and my certifications that I worked on to help find basically beneficial modules for future students to take. All right, thank you so much for watching my video about my experience with my internship. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.